Welcome to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Tonight we have two special guests representing the Salvation Army. We have Miss Donna Kidd, she's the director, and we have Miss Donna McClaney Jones, who's been with them for many years. And welcome to the show. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this show on Facebook, and you can go to YouTube, search Troy Cable Productions, and plug in Good News and Interviews, and you can find this show. Our replays are typically on Wednesday nights from 9 o'clock at night till 10, and we're live each Monday for the most part from 7 till 8 o'clock. A couple of key things I want to mention. I want to thank Miss Tina Pouncey and Jordan Burleson from the Flowers Realty Association here in Troy. Billy Ann and Kevin Flowers have been sponsors of this show for many years, or not many years, since we began the 1st of April of last year. And I want to thank them. And Jackson Hardware, Mr. Brian McDaniels, he's located on Main Street in Brundage. I was invited to a Pike County Chamber of Commerce event last week at his store. It was sponsored by Jason Gregory of Premier Dodge, and he's a sponsor. So I got to see Mr. Jason and Brian and several more. And I went across the street to Pizza Palace there in downtown Brundage and saw Miss Pretty Patel and got a Stromboli. I taught both of her kids at Charles Simpson Middle School, and they both were on the archery team. And she's a sponsor. I want to thank her. And, of course, Meeks Termite, located on South Brundage Street. Mr. Greg Meeks and his staff, they spray our home. And Dan Fraley of Fraley Frames, he has two locations, one on 614 North 3 Knott Street here in Troy and 617 Glover Avenue. And the Salvation Army store is located in what location in Troy?
509 South Brundage Street.
Okay. Have we got a phone number?
334-808-1069.
Okay, and we got a big event coming up, and if you will explain the Empty Bowls fundraiser we have for the Salvation Army.
Well, this is the 14th annual, and it's at the same place this year, and it's to highlight that there is people in our community, people that you probably know, who have an empty bowl, who don't always have food when they sit down at the table. So we're just trying to step in and fill that need. And this is the 14th year in a row. And it's April the 8th. And it's from 11 to 2 at Bush Memorial Baptist Church, the Family Life Center. It's $20. And you get a bowl. And here's some of our bowls. These are the bowls that you get free. This is just a small sample.
I like that last name right there.
I know.
L. Lee.
I saw
And
that.
it tells you who P.E. did this one, and Z.P. did this one, but L. Lee did this one. Whoa.
And you get that free just for going in.
And what about these bowls over here, these two big...
They're Larry Percy and Walter Black.
I know Mr. Larry and Mr. Walter. Mr.
Yes,
Walter has this... It's on Facebook. It's a video of him doing the rum
Oh,
jugs.
yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, I cannot leave it. I mean, it's amazing that and you didn't start that last week. That's years and years of trial and error.
Definitely.
But Mr. Larry Percy and who's Mr. Walter Black.
Right.
And this one's Kim May.
Miss
And that's
Kim.
just some of the ones that we have for our silent auction.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Miss Kim May for just a minute. Let's talk about the legacy that she had with the Salvation Army.
Kim had been there 14 years.
Okay.
She retired. And I've been there that long too. So we started this about a year after I started. So that would have been in 2008 probably.
Okay.
And it's just such a worthy cause, and it's a fun event. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But we have like 20 different soups and everything. It's a great event.
Sweet time of fellowship.
Yeah, and it has just kind of grown and grown every year. People look forward to it. Now, in the past, we have had people to make bowls from different groups, like the college, their art group over there. Larry was, the head of that,
Mr.
and he
Percy,
always
yeah.
contributed.
I believe he's from Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I taught his
Sure
youngest.
is.
Yeah, taught
Yeah.
both of his.
And, the College Complex, they had a pottery class that they did for us. And we also had the high school at Pike County. They would make bowls for us every year.
Okay.
This last year, too, has kind of thrown us for a loop here as far as, the bowl making and getting together. But we have continued to have it even through the COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And we've always had a good crowd. We always have entertainment.
Ed
There.
Who's the entertainment this year?
Ed Watley.
Ed
Ed
Watley.
Watley.
And everyone thoroughly enjoys.
Now, where's Ed's
him.
hometown?
I think Ed lives in Pike Road.
Pike Road.
Up that
okay.
way now.
Okay. Is he originally from this area?
Yes.
Okay, Ed Watley.
He went to school in Brundage,
Okay,
actually.
Pike County High.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little bit of biographical sketch of these two ladies. Starting with Mrs. Kidd, your hometown and where you were born and high school and college.
I've just always been in Alabama. Always been in Troy. It's
Okay.
just, I was born here and I love it.
Who are your parents?
Walter and Dorothy Tillery.
Okay. And did you attend college, or what all
No,
jobs
I
have
did not.
you?
I did not attend
been a
college.
part of?
I was a stay-at-home mama
Okay.
for 30 years.
How many children do you
I
have?
had 4. We have one more at home. She's 14.
Okay. And what about your grandchildren? Any grandchildren?
7. God has blessed me so big.
Wow.
So big.
Are they most around here?
All but 3. 3 lives in Tennessee, just
Okay.
outside of Knoxville.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, so you, wow, that's great. Now, what stay-at-home mom? So you have been with the Salvation Army how many years?
August was this past August was a year.
Okay. Okay, good. I got in on the. We had, I think, Miss Kim on the show one morning. I was with Mike Amos, and they were talking about the camp stew y'all had.
Right.
And I think they cooked it and poured it and all at her home, and I was able to go and help volunteer for that.
I remember you being there
And
one year.
I took some to some of our church members by surprise. And but anyway, that's where the calls, and Carter Sanders is a blessing.
Oh, he is. He
definitely.
absolutely is.
Carter, we love you.
Yes, we do.
You and I had a dream. I had
Couldn't
church.
do it
so
without
hard
you,
for us.
Carter.
He worked so hard.
Yeah. I grew up between Goshen and Vidad on a dirt road, but I knew David's the oldest, then Carter, then Michael, and then Kirby
Right.
is the youngest. And of course, his mother's Mary Alice Sanders.
And I think today's her birthday.
Really, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
definitely.
And her maiden name is Carter. I think she was several Carters, but her maiden name is Carter. But Mr. J.R., I was around him a lot and through First Baptist Church, and he was, I think, at one time the mayor of Goshen. And but anyway, Miss Donna McClaney Jones.
That's
okay,
right.
Let's talk about your high school and college. And,
Well, I went to Pike County High.
Okay.
I was a country girl, about halfway between Troy and Brundage. So we live in the Antioch community,
Antioch. Okay.
Antioch Baptist, and
Now, I was able to visit your
Yes,
church
you
as a
were.
Pike County Gideon. Beautiful church. Reminded me of Goshen Methodist, Little Oak and Henderson, Goshen Baptist. I grew up
Right.
around all those churches.
Right.
But go ahead.
I said Forrest Lee speaking today. I got to go to church.
We're good. We're good.
And I did enjoy it. I really
thank
did.
you.
You brought a good message.
Thank you.
But anyway, I've gone there all my life. And I was married to Keith McLaney. Have 2 boys, Casey and Paul. They're 40-ish now.
Are they scattered or still around?
No, Paul's in Atlanta, Cumming, Georgia, actually.
Okay.
And Casey, my son, oldest one, lives across from me.
Okay.
I live back behind Sister's Restaurant, kind of, and he's across from me. So,
You live
Anyway.
near the Campbells then, don't you? Miss Campbell, she live back in there?
she's
Buck County?
she's on a road behind me,
Okay.
a dirt road
I got you.
back
Okay.
behind me.
Got you.
Yeah, we've been on those dirt roads a lot.
Right. Well, I was in the National Guard with Jim Stinson, so
Yeah,
I know a little
yeah.
bit about that.
You might have known my brother, James Stewart.
Probably
He was
from-
in the Guard too.
Was
He
he
and
in
Jim were
Brundage?
the same
Was
age.
he in Brundage?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I was in the Troy unit. My brother Kenny
Oh, okay.
was full-time in Troy and in Brundage when he retired. Kenny
Uh-huh.
Lee. He's
Yeah.
about 4 years my senior. He's 66. But how many grandchildren do you have?
I got 4.
Okay.
4
Now, where all
grandchildren.
have you worked?
Lots of places.
If you don't mind, just
No, not at all. I mean, I started out working. I was a soda jerk at Hamrick's Pharmacy in Brundage when I was 15, probably. That was the start of my work experience. But anyway, I went on. I stayed in banking, Brundage Banking Company
okay.
and Colonial Bank. I worked with them, and then I went on and worked at Hudson Industry, and then I went to Troy University and worked there. I got my master's degree while I was there
Okay.
in special ed. So I taught special ed for several years in 2 or 3 different schools
Okay.
around. And I took off a year, and after that, I think I retired after that. So,
How long have
I
you
did-
been with the Salvation Army?
I've been with them about 14 years
14 years.
myself.
Okay.
I started out as a volunteer. Kim and I were friends, and she asked if I would coordinate the kettle campaign for
Yes,
her.
ma'am.
And that was the year my husband had died in
Right.
'07, and that's the year I started, and that really helped me get through the Christmas season too,
Yes,
staying so busy,
I can
you know.
only imagine.
But I mean, I've been doing that ever since. I did it for a good 10, 11 years. And then I came on staff, I think, in 13. So, you know, I've been with them a long time now.
Well, Miss Donna Jones,
Uh-huh.
Miss Donna McLean Jones, what about, what are the hours of the Salvation Army on South Brundage Street? What are your store hours,
Our
so to
store
speak?
hours are from 9 o'clock Monday through Saturday until 4:45.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you open Saturday afternoon till about 4:45.
that's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break and to visit our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to show some highlights of the Empty Bowls campaign that they have each year, and we'll be right back after these messages. So stay tuned.
Attention! Attention! PremierTroy.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a new vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime. PremierTroy.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTroy.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews. We have Miss Donna Kidd, the director of the Salvation Army, and Miss Donna McLean Jones. They're both with the Salvation Army. And we'd like to thank Abby Lee Photography. She's my daughter. She's one of our sponsors, and I got some good news
I
from
didn't
her.
realize that.
Yeah, she's been doing that for,
I've heard the name, and I've
2 or
seen
3
some great pictures.
yeah. She called me today and said, Dad, guess what? Well, this girl that she took graduation pictures of, she's getting married, and she's asked Abby to be her photographer.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's scheduled to be a wedding in Italy next year.
Wow. That's great.
So I hope that works
Definitely,
for her.
definitely.
And, but
Be an
that'd be an
adventure.
experience. Of course, I want to put a shout out to Lenny Trawick. Well, he just popped up. Lenny Trawick, I met him through the National Guard, but Lenny is a sponsor, and so does Flat Tops and Fiddles there on the square. Well, Lenny, gives guitar lessons.
Right.
And two of the young ladies that I've had on the show, well, actually 3 people I've had on the show, Kathy Stockstill is a senior at Pike Liberal Arts. She's a beautiful singer.
I know Kathy.
She started with Lenny. Kat Deal, she graduated with my daughter at Charles Henderson. Kat has been on the show a couple of times, just a beautiful singer. Tyler Harrison, I think he's still 15. He's at Pike Liberal Arts, and he can sing out of this world.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
And they
him
play
too.
a lot in this area, and they go to Abercrombie's Fish Camp. Have y'all been there? Abercrombie's is in Clayton, Alabama. If you want some good food, go to Abercrombie's. They're open, I believe, Friday and Saturday night. They may be open Thursday night now, but you can find them on Facebook. Abercrombie's Fish Camp in Clayton, Alabama. But let's get back, Nate, if you will, let's look at some of those bowls that we have. Again, this Empty Bowl campaign is coming up on Friday, April the 8th, and this is some of the preliminary paintings. And
That's Helen Dees.
She's been with the store for 14 years.
Okay.
I think she's actually, it's going on 15 years. I
Yeah,
think.
she's
So-
been there a long time.
not only bows, but y'all have different items that is this a silent auction here?
We do
or-
have a silent auction, and we have a few items we got wind of today that should be coming in, but we don't have specifics, so we won't
Okay.
share those. But we will just as soon as we find out what all they're going to be.
Okay. How
But
many-
that's where these bowls would be. They'll be in the silent auction.
Silent auction, okay.
And we also have some items that we will sit back in the store and take those up there, have a special table.
On the sale.
And that's what you see right there.
Okay.
Or special items that come in, we put them aside.
Now, who is this? This from last year? Who is this singing? Do we know?
It looks like Ed.
Ed
Watley.
Watley?
Yeah.
Okay, Ed Watley. He lives in the Pike Road area, and was that a 2-piece band?
I think that was his grandson
Okay.
that came with him to help him along. He has recently had hip surgery
Okay.
in the last month or so. But he's doing real good. We talked to him the other day.
Well, good. And this is at Bush Baptist Church
That's
on
right.
George Wallace Drive.
That's right.
The Family Life Center.
You could take a left, and that's the picture, I think, from last year's photos.
That's the free bowl table.
The free bowl, where you come in, you pick a bowl to eat out of, or you get it, but go get a
Take it with you.
Right.
Take it with you.
I mean, we have a large selection of bowls, as you can see. And, people just kind of like browse and pick out what appeals to them, So
That looks like Anna Mae.
it is anime, a much
Anime.
younger anime.
Yeah, Anna Mae Clogger, and she's a graduate of Pike Liberal Arts. She's the same age as my daddy, my daughter, Abby. But Anna Mae, I want to shout out to Miss Tracy Gray, her grandmother,
Uh-huh.
and you talk about a wonderful person.
Oh, definitely.
And the thing when I was taught when I was in the physical education program at Troy University, we were told, find out who the secretary and office staff is and treat them like royalty and queens.
Definitely.
The janitorial staff and the lunchroom staff. He said, if you get them 3 on your side, piece of cake.
You got it made.
But Miss Tracy Gray is a sensational person to be around.
Oh, she definitely is.
And there's
And
a
she's
picture.
been there, I guess, almost as long as school has, or
About
in the
many
early
moons.
70s.
Many moons. And let's hope that's
Yeah.
That's probably the one you were talking about.
That
right
was
there.
Walter's. It was on the
Okay.
bid bowl
okay.
table.
Hold it there. Is this another bow or what
Carter
is this?
Sanders actually made that from
Wow.
a piece that he bought at the store. He reworked it. He did a good
Okay.
job.
He did a great job on that.
And that was up for auction?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure was.
Those are two beautiful bows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, John chapter 6:35. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. And
We
I
always
believe
try
that
to put a
scripture,
little placard
that scripture was
in there.
read at our church, at Little Oak Methodist Church, this past, no, at Henderson Methodist. And well, at both Little Oak and Henderson, but Jody and I went to the Little Oak. No, we went to Henderson's service at 11, and that's neat. All right, here, let's talk about this. For a $20 donation, you can get in the door. Besides soup, what all do we have?
We have bread, you get something to drink, and you have dessert. We have several desserts. Carter's famous bread pudding is one of the desserts. Brownies, cookies, just lots of special things. Pound cake. And then we have soups. We have an average of about 20 soups. So if you don't like one, you'll love the other, or you can try all of them. Or
Now, and some of these are homemade soups. People volunteer and donate them.
From the community.
Some of them are for some of our business around Troy, which we greatly appreciate.
And,
But we do have a large variety of soups.
you will definitely find something that you love.
Yeah.
and a Troy University student with their identification card, they could come in for $10
That's
and
correct.
eat.
That's
And
correct.
but let's talk about our tax I cannot talk tonight. Your tax deductible sponsorships are available. Let's talk about those.
If you donate $99, you're a friend. If it's $100, it's patron, and it just goes up to 1,000 or more. And that just we have a nice program, and we promote your business in that program that everybody receives to highlight that you went above and beyond to support your Salvation Army and to support this good cause. So your name will be in the flyer.
And you want these sponsorships in by the 1st of April so you can get into the program, be printed into the program.
Right.
And of course, to contact about being a sponsor, you can go to your website, and that is what?
Well, we actually, if you just come into the store, we have the flyers.
Okay.
And if you'll call us, we'll bring you one.
Okay.
Or you can mail a check. You don't even have to have a sponsor form. Just write on the check what it's for.
Okay.
However you want to do it, we'll work with you.
And
We'll take it.
if you mail a check, what is your P.O. address, P.O. box?
592 Troy, Alabama 36081.
P.O. 592.
592, 592. Well, let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll kind of wrap up some things, but we'll take a break after these messages, but we want to highlight a couple of our sponsors. Of course, Troy Bank and Trust Company. I've been with them ever since I could bank, and I want to thank them. Of course, we've already mentioned Chimney Hot Sauces off the set. Go to www.chimneysauce.com. The Pike Farmers Co-op, they're a great sponsor, and on behalf of them and myself, these young ladies will get a gift of, would y'all like butter toffee or honey roasted or plain?
Butter toffee.
Butter toffee.
Sounds
But
good.
you can get these at the Pike Farmers Co-op. I think they're less than $4.
Wow.
It's made by the Alabama Peanut Producers Association. They sell butter toffee, honey roasted, and plain salted. And you can get you a nice bag of peanuts, raw peanuts, for less than $8 as well. Honey, they've got all kind of things. About a week ago, I almost bought some plants. It was so beautiful, but I held off.
Right.
We had a freeze, they would have got them. So you can get all kind of farm implements there, weed, feed, seed, anything that you need. Go to the Pike Farmers Co-op in Troy or in Goshen, Alabama. They have 2 locations here in Pike County. And we want to thank the Brundage Country Club. Go to Brundage, take a right. When you get to the first red light, you go past the Armory on your left, National Guard Armory. Go to the red light, take a right, and it's in front of the Walmart Distribution Center. They're open Tuesday through Sunday. It's a great place to play golf, and the rates are very reasonable. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Miss Donna Kidd and Miss Donna McClaney Jones of the Salvation Army here in Pike County. And if you will, let's go do a rundown of all the special events that y'all have and what it benefits as far as it's related to the citizens of Pike County and surrounding counties.
Okay. Well, our largest fundraiser is, of course, our kettle campaign. This past year, we raised about $54,000. Which was great. And we kind of sweat there for a long time. Afraid we're not going to, make it happen. But we've been very fortunate. People have been wonderful. Blessing us for their donations.
Well, Miss Donna, tell the audience, with the money that y'all procure, where does it go?
Well, it goes out to help the needy.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, we keep what percentage?
85%.
85%. Of course, we have our
Stays local. 85%
yeah, it stays up local.
Okay.
85% does, and we have our. We're part of the ALM, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi Division of the Salvation Army. I think there's 4 divisions in the United States.
Okay.
So that's the part that we're part of.
And we have that's called the kettle, the red kettle
campaign.
How many locations here in Pike County are y'all able to ring the bell?
We can ring them at several. We can ring them at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Walgreens has allowed us in the past. The Piggly Wiggly in Troy is very good, and in Brundage is very good to us. They let us start early.
The Garrett's?
They're very good to us. So we have a lot of different places that will allow us. We struggle usually getting volunteers because we're completely volunteer-based when it comes to our kettles. We don't pay anybody.
Right. I want to thank Jennifer and Steve Garrett. They're a sponsor of the show, Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
And if you see my truck riding through Troy, the Piggly Wiggly decal, the pig, is on my gas cap.
Yeah, I noticed it.
So, some other fundraising things that y'all do here in Pike County besides that, or?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We have in February and then again in November, we have Carter Sanders makes camp stew for us. And that's always just a huge blessing at that time of the year for us. And I think everybody loves it and they expect it. They want to know when it's coming. So we have those four things that really keep us afloat. That and just people bringing in, being so good to us in the community with the donations.
And during the break, we were talking about there are Salvation Army locations in the Ukraine
Right.
and in Russia.
Right.
And there's people, of course, we know they need it in Ukraine, but there are needs in Russia as well, people who are displaced in Russia. And my guess, they're probably near the Ukraine border.
It's just a hard situation for all of them. It's a hard situation. But the Salvation Army is able to go in and pray with them and feed them and take care of them and be there, because the Salvation Army didn't run. When it got hard, they stayed.
Yeah. And we started the show, the Salvation Army its roots began in 1865 in London, England, by William and Catherine Booth.
Right.
And affiliated with what they called the Christian Church. It's a Christian-based organization. It's in about 130 countries, is what I read. And about 1878 is when they started having the first brass band to play. And I did some research before you came on the show, and I think there's like 20 or so locations here in Alabama of the Salvation Army stores. Some of your needs as far as volunteers, how many staff members do you have at the store? 5. But your biggest need for volunteers is around Christmas, ringing the bells, and you have help and need help during the Camp Stew
Right.
time of year.
We also have people that come in and volunteer throughout the store and just bless us with things, work in the pantry, because in the pantry we date all the food to make sure everybody gets the best of the best. And so we have volunteers who will come in and help us with that. They'll help us hang, sort, straighten. So we're blessed, and we'll always accept volunteers.
We have a lady that comes in and works in our book section,
Right, her
gets
husband.
books out. She and her husband come in, and that's their ministry, is to, help with the books.
Help with the
So,
books. 'Cause and from time to time, y'all have a sale on certain items. And I saw that on your Facebook.
we had a big one today.
Now you can be found on Facebook. And how does someone log into that? It's called.
Well, we're at Pike County Salvation Army, but we also have Empty Bowls Pike County, but county is just CO period, because we have a new Empty Bowls page. So either one of those two will just get you right in there.
We're going to highlight the Empty Bowls one more time. It is Friday, April the 8th. That is not this Friday. Well, let's see. We got a few Fridays to go.
Yeah,
We got spring break out. We have an archery tournament the 7th or the 8th in Montgomery.
Maybe it's the 7th.
Maybe so.
But anyway, I was trying to figure out how I'm going to feed these youngins, but
See.
that would be good.
Yes, right. Bring them
But
out.
there'll be live entertainment. And what's that gentleman's name again?
Ed Watley.
Ed Watley.
Yes.
Mr. Ed Watley. And the doors open, a little bit before 11, and you
That's
can
right.
silent auction on several things. And here, let's show those up again. Larry Percy and Mr. Walter Black made some of these bows, and here's a couple more on this end of the table.
And this one's Kim May.
Kim May, and here's a blue one. So
You can also get it and take it with you if you don't have time to eat. Just come in and fix what you want and take it with you.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
kind of
got-
a come and go. You don't have to start at a certain time or anything. It's just whenever it's convenient for you.
I believe it was last year I got a taste of it. But I remember coming in about 1:15 and sampled several, and I think you have cornbread and all
Yes,
that kind of stuff,
yes.
and tea and water, things.
You
of
won't
that
leave.
Right.
You won't leave hungry.
You won't leave hungry. If you
That's
do,
right.
you're gonna fall.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, you think you have to sample all the soups, but
You might have to
it's
sit
hard
down
to
from
do.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to thank y'all for coming. Is there anything y'all would like to add that we kind of missed? I know with Hidden Lake. Let's talk about Hidden Lake, and what is that about through the Salvation Army?
Well, that's a camp that it's in Lexington, Mississippi.
Okay.
And it is a good distance off, but it's a wonderful camp for children. I think it's between probably age 7 or 8 to at least age 13, 14. I'm not sure the cutoffs there.
Okay.
But,
and y'all are able to sponsor some kids from this area to go there.
It's free. There's no charge. We get them to another Salvation Army. Sometimes North Alabama has a van or something they take.
Okay.
And we will get them to a certain point, and then they will take them over to Lexington was what we've done in the past. But it's for a week. They have wonderful activities there. My grandson has gone a couple of times, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. They have swimming, arts and crafts, any kind of really activity you would want to do at a camp.
So if a parent has an interest or their child has an interest, contact y'all at the Salvation Army.
Us at the Salvation
Go by
Army.
and see them or call them and get some information. And it'll be in the summer. Is it in June or typically? In
June, right.
And that's a week long.
It's a week long.
Okay. And fully supervised and safe and all that, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a Christian-based camp. They do get, Bible teaching while they're there. It's just a wonderful experience for a young person.
Well, I do want to say this. I want to thank the Salvation Army and the volunteers that do the things that they do. You're doing it out of love for others.
Oh, definitely.
And you're serving others you're serving God
First.
And by doing that, you're able to serve others and give of your time, money, love to others. And that's what it's all about, is to reciprocate, because someone in your life touched you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here.
That's definitely.
And I want to thank the Salvation Army. I want to thank Miss Donna Kidd, the director, and Miss Donna McClaney-Jones for coming on the show. And you can watch this show. The replays will be on Wednesday nights between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night. You can see us on Facebook and YouTube. And thank y'all for coming. And
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you
take
for
another
having us.
break, and when we come back, I'll talk about some archery highlights that we had last week.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a wonderful segment by having the Salvation Army on here. That was Miss Donna Kidd and Miss Donna McClaney-Jones. They have an upcoming event, Empty Bowls luncheon. Pike County's Feeding the Hungry. It will be Friday, April the 8th from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Friday, April the 8th at Bush Memorial Baptist Church on George Wallace Drive. It will be at their Family Life Center for $20. You'll get to pick out a beautiful bowl, and you also will be able to eat. They got about 20 different varieties of soup. You'll have dessert, something to drink. There'll be live entertainment. If you're a Troy University student, you can get in with a $10 donation. And if you would like to be a gold sponsor, silver, bronze, patron, or friend, a gold sponsor is $1,000. Silver is $500. Bronze is $250. Patron is $100. And a friend of the Salvation Army for the Empty Bowl campaign is $99. All sponsorships, if you'd like to be a sponsor, get that into them by the 1st of April so they can have you on a program, a written program. For tickets and sponsorship information, stop by the store located on South Brundage Street, or you can call the Salvation Army at 334-808-1069. Again, the Salvation Army's number is 334-808-1069. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Miss Tina Pouncey and Jordan Burleson of Flowers Realty for being on the show. Another realtor that they have there is Miss Beth Rose. The owners are Kevin and Billy Ann Flowers. They'll put flowers in your yard. I want to thank them for coming on the show. And we had the Zion Chapel Bass team on the show. I think we had 3 or 4 young men. You can, if you'd like to sponsor the Zion Chapel Bass team, you can go to their website, Zion Chapel Bass Team. There's a way to get in touch with them, and you can donate to help them when they're on their bass fishing tour, so to speak. And that's a worthy cause for young men and women. Zion Chapel has currently 6 members on their team, and they're possibly going to add a youth team next year. In just a minute, we're going to show you some highlights of the Pike County Regional Archery Tournament. And we're searching for those pictures at this time. But to give you a little bit of the brief history, there's a good picture right there. If you'll hold that, this is the team from Pike Liberal Arts. This is my first year there. The big, tall gentleman on the screen that you see with sunglasses around his neck, that's Kyle Goodson. Kyle was a real good archer for Troy City Schools. He's a student at Auburn University. He's been coming each Wednesday, driving all the way from Auburn and helping us with some of the instruction. Last week, during his spring break, he came to our practices Monday through Thursday and he gets to help some of the individuals. Holding up the trophy there that you see is Nathan Jeffcoat, and the other fella is Stinson Paul. They finished 1-2 respectively in the tournament. Carter Goolsby finished 3rd, but this is some of the team members of the 4th and 5th grade team. We got a couple of we got, I think, 1 high school student in there. We got 1 high school student, Jaden Yeager, and we got about 9 6th through 8th graders on the team. But that was a picture of our first place trophy. I want to thank Dan Smith and the Rec Center for hosting this event. There's 8 in Alabama, and there are 2 more tournaments this Thursday and Friday. And next Monday, the teams will know if they've been invited to the state championships, which will be held in Montgomery the first week of April, the 7th or the 8th. And you'll see if you get an invitation. But currently, I'll go ahead and let you know, out of 33 elementary teams that have shot across the state of Alabama, in the 6 of the 8 tournaments, there have been 33 elementary teams. And currently, Pike Liberal Arts, we have the 4th highest score. So I feel that we will get an invitation, and we've been practicing as such. I want to congratulate Charles Henderson High School. They finished 1st in the high school division. and Charles Henderson Middle School finished first in the middle school division. Highlands Elementary out of Dothan had a good score, but I do want to thank Banks and Dr. Head she was the meet director. Want to thank them for hosting this regional. They did a wonderful job. They also had a 3D tournament as well. And Banks, I believe, brought the most archers. They had like 62 or 64. And assisting Dr. Head was Bart Snyder and some other staff members there at Banks. And it was a wonderful event. And here's a picture of Lily Kate Smothers. She finished, I believe, third overall. And that's a picture of Bart Snyder. Bart is married to Stephanie Dykema Snyder, and they've been a big part of the Goshen community for many, many years, and Bart's teaching at Banks this year. There's another picture of Lily Kate. And here's another good photo of our team that one of the parents took. These are your top 3 male winners in the elementary division. In the middle is Stinson Paul. I believe he had a score of 249 out of 300. The guy on the right holding the trophy, that is, to his right, that's the red blonde-headed fellow. That's Nathan Jeffcoat. And on the black-headed fella is Carter Goolsby. And one I want to brag about Carter had an arm injury earlier in the year. I don't know how he hurt it, but he's only been doing archery for about 3 or 4 weeks now, so he's kind of come a long way in a short period of time. I want to congratulate those 3 men, young boys. That's a picture of Carter again, Carter Goolsby, and these are just some general pictures of some of the guys. That is Alex Deloney. He's got an older brother, Evan and Kate, who attend Charles Henderson High School, and they were archery team members at one time at Charles Henderson Middle School. And he's got another older brother, Luke Deloney, who's in the 8th grade, but that's Alex. This was at a 3D tournament. This was here at Pike County. That's Abigail Stroud, I think Connor Sanders, and maybe Nathan Jeffcoat, where they had an opportunity to shoot at the deer, or that's a sheep, a ram. They had like 6 animals that you could shoot at in the 3D tournament. There's a picture of Abigail Stroud. There's another picture. This is Reagan Chandler. Reagan had a great tournament. I think she scored above 220 points. I think she improved like 60 points from the last tournament that we were in at Troy Elementary School. This is, I believe, Abigail. The little fella in the middle, that is, hold on just a minute, that is Ben Price, Connor Sanders, and the girl in the multicolored coat, I think she's from another school, but that's 3 of our archers there. There's big Ben Price. He's a 4th grader. And the unique thing about our team, we have 29 4th and 5th graders, 28, and 9 or 10 of them are in the 4th grade. And Ben's one of our better archers, so we look forward to having him back next year as a 5th grader. And let's see who we got, and that's it. How the archery divisions are divided, ladies and gentlemen, you have a 4th and 5th grade team, then your next team is your 6th, 7th, and 8th grade team, and then you have a high school team, which is 9 through 12. And like I said earlier, Charles Hudson High School won the high school tournament. Charles Hudson Middle School won the middle school tournament, and Pike Liberal Arts, we won the elementary tournament. And that's kind of how it works. There's 8 regional tournaments throughout Alabama. There's some powerhouse schools going to be shooting this week in Coleman. So we're looking forward to Monday to getting. I feel like we will get invited since we're the 4th have the fourth highest score, and the whole goal of our year was to somehow get invited to the state championship. And it looks like we might be lucky enough to get that invitation. Nate, do we have a clip of Cat Deal? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you Cat Deal. She's been on this show a couple of times, and she's going to sing the song, I believe, Jolene. It'll take about 2.5 minutes, and then we'll be back with some closing remarks, highlighting some of our sponsors. This will be Cat Deal. Song, I'll come back and we'll take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Cat Deal. That she's got such a super sweet voice. And behind the scenes here at Troy Cable, for my show, Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee, I want to thank Nate Braystead and Dustin Gilley. Of course, Steve Camp, but especially Nate and Dustin. They're behind the scenes, and Nate's up there now, and he's running all the gadgets. I want to thank Nate. I want to thank Kelly Tires. Mr. Rex Grant and for his sponsorship, and Miss Nell. They've been a sponsor of the show for a long time. I want to thank Home Gallery, David and Sherry Helms. That's where Jody and I do all our shopping for furniture and things. The Home Gallery, located on Love Street. Flowers Realty, I've already mentioned them. Kevin and Billy Ann, Flowers Realty. Southern Grill and Patio, the Hartleys. They have the green egg. They also have these sauces, Bordeaux sauces. They're made of 100% natural products. They have 4 different kinds in the store. I want to thank Troy Paint and Body, Derek and Dawn Broadway, located on South Brundage Street. Their dad, Donnie, and I were good friends, and I've known him for many years. And he was an apprentice under my Uncle J.W. Norsworthy in Luverne, Alabama. Of course, Jason Gregory of Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy. I want to thank him and his staff for being such a good sponsor. Golden Boy, they package a lot of peanut butter here in Pike County. There's all kind of job opportunities. It's located on Henderson Highway. I want to thank Pond Stalker too, and Jim and Mr. Jet Trotter. Jim, I want to thank Brother Jim for what he does. He works at the Pike County Lake, and I want to thank him for being a sponsor. I want to thank Wallace Pump and Supply. That's Chip and Cott Wallace. They're located on US 231 here in Troy, Alabama. No, between Troy and Brundage. They're on the right, about 6 miles outside of Troy, going south. I want to thank them, Wallace Pump and Supply, for all your needs. That's where Jody and I got a hot water heater about 2 years ago. When I was mentioning Jim, that's Jim Mullis. Of course, we go way back from the Pike County Lake. And ladies and gentlemen, the Pike County Lake is a wonderful place to fish. They're open every day of the week except Wednesday. I want to thank the city of Troy for fixing that place up. It's a great place to have events. You can call the Troy Rec Department and set up an event. They have a nice room out there. They have picnic tables. They have grills. You can have charcoal grills and all that kind of stuff that's out there. I want to thank Whaley Pecans, Brother Bob and Miss Mary for their sponsorship. Bird's Drugs, Joe Watson and all the Deli Girls. It's one of my favorite places to eat in Troy, Alabama. Douglas Brothers, Mr. Shear Qualls. He's located in downtown Troy. I want to congratulate them for being in business for 150 years in Troy, Alabama. And I've already mentioned Troy Bank and Trust, the only bank you'll ever need. They have several locations. I want to thank Sticky Frogs, Miss Jennifer. She's located in Southland Village, the same area where you can find the half shell. Bryant Smith of State Farm, located here on South Brundage Street. Piggly Wiggly, I've already mentioned Steve and Jennifer Garrett. Jody and I went to the Chicken Shack of Luverne. We picked up Abby the other night. We had chicken in Luverne, Alabama at the Chicken Shack. It was wonderful. The Old Barn Restaurant, Jody and I ate there for lunch yesterday or Sunday dinner. 484-3200. I want to thank Amy and all her staff for their sponsorship. Signature Hair Designs, Miss Shirley and Casey and their staff, located on South Brundage Street. I want to thank Russ and Melanie and Gibson Baker for being a sponsor. And, of course, Mr. Raymond Ledford of Raymond Style and Barbershop, located on South Brundage Street. I want to thank all the sponsors. And, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in. Some upcoming guests that we'll have is Miss Carla Johnson of Johnson Labs will be on the show. We got a representative from the city of Brundage who will talk about the pageants that they got coming up. That's Miss Baxter will be on the show later on. And if you'd like to be on the show, just contact me at you can contact me at 268-0738. And you'll see my card flash from time to time. But I want to thank you for tuning in to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see you next week, and we hope you have a great week. Today is Monday. It's Pi Day, the third day, the 14th day. And we got St. Patrick's Day coming up. Don't forget to wear green. And we'll be back next week for Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. Thank you for joining us. Have a good week.